Welcome to our very happy Thanksgiving episode. This is Inverter World Live. Welcome back. This is Inverter World Live, and I am your host, Shane Cashman. It's a very happy episode we have tonight before we get into Thanksgiving. I see you all in the chat talking about how I might be a vampire on YouTube. Look, I'm not a vampire, but I know that's what a vampire would say. Have you ever seen me do a podcast in the daylight? I have not. Why do you think we do it at this hour? I see you guys like you want to have people calling and interrogate me. Look, we'll get a dentist in here. We can get my teeth checked. I swear I'm not a vampire, guys. I just call the tech vampires to deflect from me, right? But look, I swear I'm a human being. I swear I have a reflection. We'll get a mirror in here at some point, and we can maybe get a reflection. Do I show up in photographs? I don't know. I show up in this, so I must be a non-vampire. All right? I see you guys out there. I do wear my sunglasses at night. I'm very tired. See, that's a good example of why I'm not a vampire. I have children. Vampires can't have children. But I see you guys accusing this, starting this malicious rumor. I'm going to sue each and every one of you for $5 million now. And I'm going to call Kash Patel and sick him on every one of you for this very dangerous slander as you call me a vampire. But more on that soon. We're glad you guys are here. This is our last episode before we skedaddle for Thanksgiving. We're only going to be here for an hour tonight because Brandon's launching himself to Chicago, and I have to run home and build things and paint things. Duties as a husband and a father that I have to get done before my family arrives, because I'll be turning my house into a kennel for Thanksgiving starting tomorrow morning, because everyone's bringing their dogs, and the people in my family have Irish Wolfhounds. So I have to prepare for a battle with the biggest dogs. I grew up with Great Danes, and now everyone has Irish Wolfhounds. It's an even bigger dog, if you know what those are, and should be interesting. I'll eat garlic on the next episode. When I come back on Monday, I'm going to eat a whole thing of garlic. So, who's saying this? Desert Sunset says Shane's a honey pot. Good luck. Not a lot of honey in that pot. But yeah, that's hilarious. Look, we're going to try to get to callers. I do have some stories I want to get through tonight. Some very happy stories before we get into this Thanksgiving break. But of course, I'm joined by Brandon, the non-vampire. What's up, dude?
What's up, Shane? What's up, everybody? Welcome back for our final show of the week before the holiday. We are going to have a good time.
That's right.
God damn it. I am your co-host and producer, Count Brandacula. And welcome back to the World Inverted. Let's get weird. Shano.
I do have to say, I say a little prayer every time he uses the Lord's name in vain, everybody. He's allowed to do it, but I'm over here, I'm saying a little prayer in my heart and soul for the Lord and for his soul. God damn it. Oh my goodness. Look, he's trying to hurt me. This is like an MK Ultra thing. I'm a vampire, okay? I'm impervious. Okay, before we get into our stories of the day, I do want to say, Stephen Wolf, it's your birthday still. It's still your birthday, and happy birthday to you. Shout out to Rumble and all you guys out there. Glad you're here. Yeah, only an hour. We're sorry, but we got lives to attend to before we are in this Thanksgiving break. Shane put a vampire spell on Brandon. I just want to read the comments about me being a vampire. Oh, is Shane Fang from Black Guitar? No, I did not sleep with Eric Swalwell. I am not a Chinese spy, but if I were a vampire, that would be a good name for a vampire honeypot to be Fang. That's great. I
was saying, you think I'd be the one catching smoke as I was actually dressed as a vampire on the Halloween show, but no, Shane's getting all this shit, which is completely fine with me.
Yeah, he was in here like, great. That's what a vampire would do. Good. They're on to him. It's not me. Captain K023 says Shane still hangs out with Ye. I have not. That has not happened since 2022, since I saw him. Not talked to him since 2023. It's been a minute. But nope. Why are you saying he's a vampire? Look, he might be. I don't know. He might be a clone. That's
Possible.
all I know. That's all I know. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. Let's shout out our sponsor, our first sponsor of the night. Thank you very much to Purge. We are so glad and honored for you to be sponsoring this show, helping it sustain itself. They say that monsters aren't real. But what if the monsters are inside us? Right now, it's estimated that more than half the world's population carries parasites, and most don't even know it. These silent invaders steal your nutrients, suppress your immune system, and release toxic waste that spreads through your blood and brain. They feed on your energy, your strength, even your mood. This sounds like vampires, and it is, and the bad kind out there. Not me, guys. Doctors rarely test for them. The system ignores them, but your body knows something's wrong. Fatigue, brain fog, anxiety, inflammation, skin issues, digestive problems. It's the quiet war happening inside you. That's why there's Purge, Advanced Parasite Cleanse. A natural, century time-tested formula that helps flush out hidden parasites, cleanse your system, and reset your health without harsh drugs or chemicals, which we should try to avoid. If you've been feeling off and no one can tell you why, maybe it's time to look deeper and take back control. Start your cleanse today at www.purgestore.com/IW and use promo code IW for 15% off. The truth is inside you. It's time to fight back, because before you can change the world, you have to cleanse yours. True that. Amen. I try to avoid all that stuff. Of course, sometimes you just got to do it. But we can maintain a health outside of the big pharma by doing things like that, eating right, working out, going outside, go climb up a mountain, go jump in the water, ride a horse, jump out of an airplane. Hopefully something's attached to you that helps you fall slowly through the sky. But thank you guys again for that. And I just want to remind everyone that good things still happen. Good things still happen. I realize we talk about a lot of doom, so much doom, and I listen to a lot of doom metal, black metal, death metal. And, I'm like, we need some happiness in our lives. So as the world everywhere is inverted. We started this show because everything was upside down. I want to try to invert the inverted right now and just talk about happy stories. So if you hate happy stories, this show's not for you. But I just need it for my own soul to talk about happy things.
So I think it's probably a bad idea if I start the show off with a bad story then.
But no, it's not. It's not a fully bad story because I think there's 2 survivors.
Yeah,
three survivors.
Yeah,
let's hear it.
So leaving the studio last night, I managed to invert a deer. Deer inverted live. And it was one of those things where he came out of nowhere. It's bound to happen out here. And I managed to get the truck almost completely stopped. And as I screeched to a halt, he slipped and fell, tried to get up. And I managed to stop the truck almost completely before shoulder checking him with the bumper and inverting him once again into the ditch. No damage to the truck. Deer got up and took off. I'm fine. Deer's fine. Truck's fine. Everything's fine. But totally smacked a deer last night. So there's that.
It could have been way worse.
Absolutely.
Like that could have been a very bad story.
Yep.
Where the thing exploded, your car exploded, you got hurt, you're through the windshield. But look at us. We survived. Actually, today, this was so weird. I was driving, doing all these crazy errands for my family, picking up stuff to build things. What's he building in there? And I was driving over the train tracks like I always do. There's train tracks everywhere out here. The second I hit the train tracks, nothing was flashing as I was going towards it. But the second I hit the train tracks, everything started flashing and the thing started coming down on my car. And I saw the train and I was like, oh, that's interesting. It just immediately happened. It was like when a traffic light goes from almost skips yellow. There's no yellow. That was what happened here. And I was like, I'm very, very grateful that I did not get stuck on the tracks. So that's my happy story. But good things still happen, right? And I want to remind us of that. So I have these stories. We're just going to go through some headlines, guys. Just to remind yourself. And like I said, if you hate happiness and you hate happy stories, this one's not going to be for you because I'm here to just revive happiness in this dark time of AI, censorship, the government's totally captured, forever wars, all these things. We got people taking humans, and turning them into chimeras. We got people that want artificial womb factories. We got werewolves out there, maybe vampires. I know there's tech vampires. It's all crazy, and it's been nonstop. And I think a lot of that is because we've been trapped in a 24-hour news cycle, campaign cycle for like 15 years, which is unhealthy for everyone and a country and the world, plus the ramifications of COVID. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to see bad stories tonight. I want to be happy. So some rare whales that had never been seen alive were found in California. Okay. Now, look, maybe they were invented in a lab. I don't know that. It doesn't say in the article. But according to this article, a lifelong whale researcher recently encountered a living pair of ginkgo-toothed beaked whales for the first time ever in the wild. So how do they know about them? I'm not going to answer. I'm not asking questions tonight. How do they know about these whales? I'm not asking questions. The encounter advances the science of beaked whales enormously. In addition to confirming the whole genome of the animal, it also linked this elusive species to a well-recorded whale song that can now be used to map their territory and protect them, potentially from hazards like military sonar. You can't escape this stuff. And also remember, what else is the military doing with the whales and the dolphins? Learning how they speak so they can speak to the aliens that I don't believe in. But so there's one. We got whales. Happy whales. All right, here's another. Exoskeleton walker allows children to take their first steps after doctors said they couldn't. And look, as your resident Luddite, I don't hate this. Let's help people walk again. Doesn't seem like he's got anything in his brain, that's messing with him. I don't know. But I'm happy when kids are happy. Hopefully it's for the right reasons and not because their parents have brainwashed them. And look, I also wanted this story up there because it's a positive for Canada. I've had very, very few happy Canadian stories this year. I mean, who has ever had a happy Canadian story, really? Or even the Canadian who called last week, God bless her soul. She has an ex-bonehead husband. But thankfully, she still says things like toodle-doo. I love that. So that's like a beautiful Canadian hope thing. Anyway, at a Canadian wellness center, unique robotic exoskeleton is allowing children with developmental disorders to walk, often for the first time. The nonprofit's Regina location is eager to get families to come by and try it out. It can be used to correct a child's gait or help them take their first steps and is suitable for a variety of conditions, including spinal cord injuries and cerebral palsy. This does remind me of a tweet I got recently from someone out there in, I think it was Oregon. I pronounced whatever their town was. I mispronounced it horribly. I am so sorry about that. I will look into how to pronounce it properly next time. But it's just dawned on me because it was a very Canadian sounding name. So First Steps Wellness Center received the Trexo exoskeleton out of the goodness of someone's heart. Oh, good people still exist. The $100,000 machine was donated to help children like Leo, a boy born with a rare genetic disease which left him a prognosis that walking would be forever out of reach. But latched into the Trexo walker at First Steps, his mother, Anna Begeifer, has watched her son learn to walk and develop a musculature that has him able to take steps on his own, something she was told would be impossible. He can walk, she says. He can be part of everybody else. Walk like other kids. I have butterflies. She says she can't believe it. I love it. The kid is smiling. More of that. You might remember the gentleman who called the show in a few weeks ago, who was in a wheelchair, and talks about how the crazy prices are for some of these wheelchairs and how some have been taken off the market. It's very demoralizing when you start to look at all these different corners of the world and people who are suffering. Like last night when we heard from Renee talking about the CPS stuff, terrible things. So, I'm always happy to see some good things. Community rallies to protect local cobbler until supermarket cancels plans to expand. Save the cobblers. Cobbler lives matter. When a corporate shoe repair chain wanted to open a location in Gloucestershire, town locals rallied in a signature gathering campaign to protect their local cobbler. I love it. An example of small town sanctity. The petition to reject the corporate newcomer was promoted on social media and collected a total of 1,000 signatures from people in the area, including the local parliament member. A UK grocery chain, Tesco, had submitted a planning application to open a new Timpson store, which is a UK chain that has, for 160 years, offered dry cleaning, watch repair, key duplication, photo printing, engraving, portraiture, and shoe repair, all at one location. I like how they list all that out to make sure this is all you're losing in your town. But we don't need these big companies. That's what's so sad about like a Walmart moving in. You know, look, don't get me wrong, I've been to Walmart, but I've watched so many mom and pop stores die, especially during COVID, because of all the ways that they just move in and suck up all the economy around them. And it happens everywhere. So shout out to this cobbler. I hope all of you people in this town use this cobbler and don't forget about him. You didn't just rise up to save the cobbler. I hope you have shoes that he can fix. I actually do have some boots that he could work on, so maybe I will look him up. Are you guys feeling happy yet? Are they happy out there?
I don't know. Well, we can always increase the possibility of happiness by letting you guys know that NASA is tracking a massive dent in Earth's magnetic field. They might have covered this a little bit on Timcast, but solar disaster feared.
Oh, man.
Now, I don't see that from this because I've looked into this a little bit. Basically, what's happening here, without going too far into it, it's generally not affecting life on the planet as it shows here, but it is messing with satellites and space instrumentation when it comes to spacecraft orbiting around the planet. So it appears for a second that just maybe Earth's magnetic field might be fighting back.
Oh, look at that good news.
So there's some partially good news, and if it's not, well, we're all gonna die. So
I'd like to see the magnetosphere attack HARP. If we can make that happen, if you're listening up there, magnetosphere, HARP is trying to destroy you and all the birds that use you with its cryptochromes in their eyeballs to navigate. So I'm just saying. Okay, in Timbuktu, medieval manuscripts return home after a decade away from safe from insurgents. Thousands of ancient Arabic texts have returned to their rightful place in the legendary Saharan trade city of Timbuktu after years of safekeeping further south. And I'm just now realizing that Timbuktu is a real place. The more you know. Having undergone extensive digitization, I will learn to read one day. Fear that the content of the manuscripts may not survive the centuries due to security concerns or funding have abated somewhat. Mali was once the center for the richest kingdom arguably in history, and that wealth afforded scholars the leisure time for tens of thousands of hours of study, much of which was written down and preserved in the dry desert air. I swear you can see my brain stopping as I'm reading what I think is AI, because the grammar is just weird. It's not like typical human grammatical mistakes. It's like robot mistakes. Anyway, kept within the antique centers of learning in Timbuktu, their existence was threatened by Islamic insurgents that spread through North Africa and the Sahel in the wake of the overthrow of Muammar Gaddafi in Libya back in 2011. We all remember that. That was crazy. And that's a side quest we'll go down one day. Someone out there, if you guys know someone out there who's big on the Gaddafi story, I'd like to have a guest on. I want to look into that because that story is way crazier than we were told. I'm sure a lot of you already know that. Anyway, a year later, the insurgency swept into Timbuktu, but by then the residents had smuggled out some 300,000 manuscripts south of the capital of Bamako. Most have now been brought home. That's amazing. So shout out to old documents. I'm going to try to burn through as much of these articles that I have as possible. And look, this is a great baby sea otter named Caterpillar rescued off Central California coast.
I've got one more that actually is great news in my opinion.
Let's hear it.
Ladies and gentlemen, our old homie 3-Eye Atlas is back in the news.
No, is he on the news now?
No. Not officially, just hanging out in articles as usual. But finally, Lord Brandacula has been proved right. NASA's highly anticipated comet 3-Eye Atlas images have been released, with a space agency officially shooting down alien rumors and stressing that the interstellar comet is in fact a comet.
Whoa.
It's a rock, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait.
I was correct.
I've heard you say that before.
It's a rock.
Interesting. Are there mini rocks on it, or are there still probes on it?
We're still waiting to see if all of these probes are just extra rocks that are flying with it. But you guys can, like I said, grab a telescope or whatever have you, and on December 19th, 3i Atlas will make its closest approach to Earth and will be visible. During this event, it will be approximately 1.798402 astronomical units away, which is about 269 million kilometers from Earth.
Fake number.
So, feel free to grab a glimpse of it yourself on December 19th. I'm probably going to be watching from wherever the hell I can so that I can get a view of this thing. And, so more good news. I was correct once again.
Avi Loeb's wrong. Take down his Rogan episode. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Fire Kim Kardashian immediately. She was wrong.
See what happens when you get a Kardashian involved? It never goes well. Baby sea otter named Caterpillar rescued off Central Coast, California coast, and returned to his mother. All right, here's another one. British surgeon saves baby's life by removing tumor the size of her face. And this is one of those things I just didn't want to have to bring up the picture of. It is horrible, but shout out to the doctor that removed a tumor off this poor baby's face. Love happy children, and even the baby's smiling in that photo. World War I message in a bottle found in Australia and delivered to families more than a century later. Australian soldiers slipped the letters into a bottle, closed the cap, and pitched it overboard from a ship in the Pacific Ocean as World War I battlefields beckoned them both. Hey, some good news from Australia. Haven't seen any of that ever. The bottle was a time capsule. Shout out to our Australians who do listen to this. We love you. But I still have PTSD from the images I saw of Australia during lockdowns, probably because they looked a lot like what I was living through in New York. The bottle was a time capsule that would be delivered by fate, and it arrived for overjoyed ancestors late last month, more than 100 years after the bottle was sent into the water. Let's see here. This is from the letter. We're having a real good time. Food is real good so far, with the exception of one meal, which we buried at sea. The ship is heaving and rolling, but we are as happy as Larry, which happens to be a well-known Australian expression of contentment. So shout out to Larry, and shout out to World War I. Pet company is granting your wishes, starting with a leash for ALS patient to walk her dog from a wheelchair. I love it. Pets make people happy, and we're just seeing people be able to walk, I think, easier. People out there who are in a wheelchair, you call in. If we have time, you tell us what it's like walking a dog. I can hardly walk a dog, and my legs hardly work. I do try. Like I said, I grew up with Great Danes. They're like little horses, and I have been hurt by them in my childhood. Polar bear gleefully eating a 1,400-pound pumpkin donated for his dinner is a sight to behold. And I just want you guys to picture it. It's a giant polar bear just eating a huge pumpkin. It's incredible. I just want you guys to have that image in your head. It's happiness. We're happy. Everything is great. Bionic arms enable mushrooms to create music using their own energy. I brought this up just because this felt like a real Ian Crossland article. It feels like something he'd be doing, honestly. This actually might be about Ian. It's something he does in his off time, but it has to be in England because this is an English musical project. Helps plants and fungi branch out from their quiet natures and express their creativity thanks to a set of bionic arms. Translating their bioelectrical signals into movements of the arms, the mushrooms begin to jam out on keyboards and drum machines, allowing the listener to see and hear them in a different light, a neon light.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to put up a recurring video of this polar bear with this pumpkin. And
Thank you.
It's just going to play while you're talking. So just go ahead and
That's
continue.
Great. That's great. Moving on. Farm workers are heroes after rescuing 20 children from burning school bus in California. And while you're thinking of the happiness of a polar bear eating a 1,400-pound pumpkin, things are moving up.
Look how happy he is.
We can turn this year around. We can turn 2026 around. We can get things going on the up and up. Right, Brandon?
I hope so.
Right. 2 California farmers were honored recently for being the first ones to help save over 20 students aboard a school bus that caught fire. Long before the Madera County Fire Department arrived on scene, Angel Zarco and Carlos Perea were there, and in fact, the pair noticed the smoke billowing from the back of the bus even before the driver. And I already know what you guys are thinking. They did this to avoid ICE. Look, if they saved 20 children, maybe we reconsider. We'll talk to them. I'll check their papers, but I know what you're thinking. All right, they saved 20 kids. Shout out to them. Kentucky Teacher of the Year created a prosthetic hand for a student using school's 3D printing lab. Just happiness. This kid's smiling in this picture. Simply using corn-based bioplastic, a couple of screws, fishing line, and small rubber bands, an elementary school teacher turned himself into a hero. But he didn't have to throw on a cape and mask. He only had to switch on his 3D printer. And shout out to Scott Johnson, a Steel Art M-focused teacher at Red Cross Elementary School in Kentucky, noticed 4 years ago that one of his kindergarten students was missing a hand, and so had come into class wearing a rubber one. It had no function of its own, but the child just wore it for prosthetic purposes. And this man built one that worked for him. I knew someone who had one hand growing up, and honestly, I don't think she would have wanted another hand. She was very capable of doing everything. She was born without that hand, and nothing stopped her. She probably is doing a lot more with her life now than I am, and way more active. Toddler's safe after German Shepherd tracks her for hours in cold, dense woods. Love it. Shout out to German Shepherds. Great dog. Unless they're from the cops and they're chasing you, then it sucks. But I had German Shepherds when I was really young, and they were amazing dogs. So a dog, save the kid, happy family. I like it. Nonprofit removes 300,000 landmines in Sri Lanka, allows 280,000 people to return to their homes. And just imagine that project. That's a lot of landmines. So shout out to these people for going through and picking up landmines, because it's like San Francisco with all the poop, but no one's out there. I don't know. Do you see anyone out there scraping up poop piles in San Francisco? I don't. Maybe we should hire these people. Good Samaritan stripped down to briefs to rescue 3 stranded whales on Canadian beach. Look at that. I'm not going to show you these pictures because it's a lot like actually the polar bear eating the pumpkin. Honestly, it's very similar. But we don't need to see men in their undies. But they are saving a whale back into the ocean. Shout out to you guys. Crushed by a car, a stranger comforted him until help arrived. Now they're getting married. You don't need to meet on apps. Get in a car crash. Meet the love of your life. Life is beautiful.
It's terribly romantic.
It's very romantic. 6th tiny home village is ending homelessness for veterans across the U.S. This place saved me. It's kind of what we were talking about last night, but these people made a village of tiny homes, and they're putting homeless vets in them. Incredible. More of that. That's good stuff. This one I pulled up. Maybe we'll get to later. Just thought it was cool, but we have to listen to it, and I don't even know if it's going to get us like a copyright strike. But anyway, I thought it sounded interesting. 11,000 strings tuned slightly differently makes music to engulf an audience encircled by 50 pianos. That's pretty cool, but we'll get into that another time. 9-year-old boy saves parents when tornado sends car flying into trees. I just want to point out, like I said, I didn't send these articles to Brandon. This boy has a mullet, and it is a rather confident mullet. So he's really doing a lot for the mullet world right now, because I have been very anti-mullet because of my recent dealings with the Cloud Man who wears one. But shout out to this kid bringing the mullet back and doing it respectfully. He saved his kids. He saved his parents from a tree. I'm not going to read the whole article, but that's amazing. Miracle baby born at 26 weeks goes home after 146th day in the NICU. For those of you who are parents out there and have had kids in the NICU, you know it is a crazy situation. It is very emotional. We were there for a week, and it's wild. I can't imagine being in there for that long, but that's amazing. It is a miracle, and I love to see it. Let's see. I have... What do I have next? Well, this was good news for Elon. I felt like let's just throw. I'm so mean to Elon all the time, but look, Musk's Grok AI caught making absurd claims about Elon. But they were fake claims. They weren't the real ones that I say every day, but Grok was making things up, and they got deleted. So that's good news for Elon. Great. And let's see, one or two more here. What's the last one? Oh, yeah, this is the last one. Man saved after bullet hits his Christian cross. God is definitely real. Aiden Perry was at his friend's house when he was accidentally shot in the chest by a .40 caliber pistol in June. Perry was rushed to the Florida Ocala Hospital and taken to the operating room. Shout out to Ocala. Played a lot of shows down there. He successfully survived the gunshot wound. He was wearing his gold necklace with a cross pendant, which medics believe could have split the bullet, sparing his major organs from damage. Look, anything's possible.
Praise Jeebus.
That's right. That's right. We're going to get you there, dude. So that's a bunch of good news. I feel happy. You guys feel happy?
Well, let's
shotgunning happiness.
Let's let the news take a dark turn of happiness.
No.
Nearly a century after dark matter was first theorized, a Japanese astrophysicist says he may have found the first direct evidence of its existence. Gamma rays extending out in a halo-like pattern in a region near the center of our Milky Way galaxy. I'm so excited, of course. Study author Tomonori Totani, a professor in the astronomy department at the University of Tokyo, told NBC News in an email, although the research began with the aim of detecting dark matter, I thought the chances of success were like winning the lottery. How are you expecting to see dark matter in dark space, right? Totani's claim of detecting dark matter for the first time is an extraordinary one that not all experts are convinced of. I'm not an expert, but I'm not convinced either. But the findings published Tuesday in the Journal of Cosmology and Astroparticle Physics offer insights into the wild hunt for dark matter and the difficulties of searching the cosmos for something that cannot be seen.
The world is healing despite all of the crazy stuff. Where is this article? I saw something. Wild Rose 1 said, but Shane, you could rock one. I imagine that's a mullet. That would be crazy because as my hair falls out rapidly through all the stress in my life and aging, like I aged like 30 years in the past 2 years, it would be hilarious if I am completely bald but have a mullet. So I will consider that. My wife will not be a fan, but for the sake of the show, I feel like that might be something that goes on. And I also just want to reclaim it from the Cloud Man, you know? Screw that guy. Screw that guy. We're happy here. We have mullets. Real mullets, like real men. Okay? Anything else over there, Brandon?
The only other thing I'm seeing is that a federal judge on Monday ordered the DOJ to expedite processing of a Freedom of Information Act request related to the Trump administration's decision in July not to release the Epstein files from the investigation.
Okay.
While the DOJ is already facing a December 19th deadline, same day as 3i Atlas is cruising past.
Good
Go
connection.
Figure.
Good connection.
To turn over the Epstein files as mandated by the Epstein Files Transparency Act, or the EFTA, as I like to call it. The ruling could shed light on why the Trump administration reversed course on its earlier vow to release the files. A joint FBI and DOJ memo in July concluded that there was no basis to revisit the disclosure of those materials, yeah, sure, and that the review did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties.
Okay. And that's so funny that you made that connection because, as watchers of this show will remember, news of 3i Atlas broke on the day that they were floating in headlines in mainstream news that Ghislaine Maxwell might be pardoned. They're intertwined. And you might remember that Avi Loeb brought that up immediately on his Rogan interview. And he was like, some people say, like, he basically says, Inverted World Live says that I created this to be a distraction from the Epstein files.
Shane Cashman thinks I am causing distraction, is basically what he said.
Okay, you Nazi Jew. I'm on to you, okay? I'm on to you. Shout out to Stace for the super chat. That's amazing. We appreciate it. You say, I had Dobermans growing up and now Great Danes. Hi, guys. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. That's amazing. Dobermans are awesome. Yeah, Great Dane. My like, the dog that was like my like dude, my best friend for years and years and years was a Great Dane. I was there the day he was born in a kiddie pool. 13 of them came out of the Zoe, his mother, who was our another Great Dane we had. And I was like, I want this dog. He was completely black, and I just loved him. And when he passed away, it was horrific, just terrible. That was like a good friend. So I love Great Danes, and I'm getting used to the Irish Wolfhounds that my parents have now. but they're insane. I mean, I grew up with horses. I was on a farm, so I had all these types of bigger animals. But Irish wolfhounds are insane, and they are werewolves. So it will be weird when my parents bring their Irish wolfhound werewolves to their vampire son's house for Thanksgiving.
Fantastic.
Anyway, I am just so grateful, as it is Thanksgiving, for so many things. Despite all the darkness, I'm thankful for back roads. I'm thankful for mountains. I'm thankful for music. I'm thankful for real clouds. I'm grateful for you guys. Grateful for this audience that you guys get to tune in and we get to talk to you and interact, share stories. I get to hear from all around the world, and it is amazing that we get to do this, and I am very, very thankful for it. I am thankful for Brandon and Alex and all the work they do. Couldn't do it without them. I'm seriously, seriously grateful for everything they do to help keep this ship floating somehow through all the crazy dark seas that we come across. I'm grateful for my family, and I'm grateful for God and all the grace He's given me. And let's get to some callers now, shall we?
All right, so I am going to throw the link out in chat. We're doing it late because we didn't know if we were going to do it at all.
All right, so if you're there, and while you do that, I'm going to shout out our other sponsor. But I hope you guys will get some in before we launch ourselves into Thanksgiving break. But I wanted to come in and share some happiness with everyone. I hope everyone's inspired. Everyone's doom scrolling. There's so much, and we got to pay attention to the darkness. That is the problem. If we are raising a family, if we want to be not low IQ voters, if you want to understand the world around us, we kind of have to pay attention. And right now, paying attention means you're paying attention to a lot of crazy, insane stuff. But with that in mind, I want to shout out our other sponsor, Genesis Gold. Thank you very much for sponsoring the show. A godlike artificial intelligence has been unleashed from Silicon Valley, and the people who built it say they've summoned a demon. Are the tech overlords building a digital mark of the beast? I think so. They sort of say it themselves. This machine is learning, evolving, and preparing to seize control of everything humanity has ever built. We need to prepare for this fight. We need to defend ourselves from this inevitable future of man versus machine. Today, I'm bringing you urgent information from GenesisGold.com exposing how this artificial general intelligence, this man-made false god, is fusing with the global banking system to consolidate power and wealth into an anti-human and anti-Christian nightmare. This is not sci-fi. This is happening right now. But there is one refuge, one form of wealth that exists outside the digital demon's reach, and that's gold. For thousands of years, gold has been the standard. It is physical, incorruptible, and immune to algorithmic control. When currencies collapse, gold endures. When empires fall, gold survives. That's why Genesis Gold Group is releasing their free AI, The Mark of the Beast, the Christian Survival Report. This eye-opening report reveals how AGI threatens not only the global economy, but the very fabric of human life, and how faithful Americans can protect their savings, retirement, and sovereignty through physical gold IRAs before the beast tightens its grip. Make no mistake, this is the greatest spiritual and financial battle of our generation. The elites have built their digital idol, and we reject idols. But you can still choose to stand with God's creation, not man's machine. Visit invertedworldgold.com right now to claim your free Christian survival report. That's invertedworldgold.com, your refuge from the coming AI apocalypse. Thank you to Genesis Gold. We appreciate that. And also, if you are believers, the Bible. Read it. We are in spiritual warfare. I can't tell you how crazy this year has been. It would be a whole episode to walk through all of the crazy things I've had to go through, from threats to people in my own town threatening me. It's just insane. But it's part. I guess it's part of the job. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, even I got a death threat this year. It was pretty crazy. I was like, thank you so much.
Dude, it's so insane. And some are just trolls for sure, but some of them are people in the real world that we know and have said things about my children. And so I take all death threats seriously. All of them. Obviously we know some are trolls. Some are just trolls. I have, obviously, you're online, you live online, people are just being trolls, and it is what it is. I don't really care all that much about that when it's from a troll. I love trolls. I might do some trolling myself sometimes, never death threats. But it's been a crazy year, you know? And I just, despite all that, I am still so thankful and for God's grace and all of our opportunities here. And with that in mind, let's hear from a few callers.
All right. Let's get on the phone with Robert's iPhone.
Okay.
He was in here last night. We could not get to him.
Real quick, shout out to Stace. Again, thank you for the super chat. Irish Wolfhound is my dream dog. Danes, unfortunately, don't live long enough. They don't. My dog, maybe only 12 years. And it's terrible. It's weird. Those tall dogs don't live that long. And I think it might be the same for the Wolfhounds. It's brutal.
Tall dogs go to heaven.
Oh, yeah. Do all dogs go to heaven?
That I don't know.
That's a
I think
theological...
you have to be a certain height in order to ride that ride.
That's a theological argument. I wonder if our... is it Culpercast out there who's our Orthodox friend and our Mormons? One day we can debate that. Value in you 21 says Shane looks like he feels the need for speed.
Indeed.
Someone else, I forgot, I didn't screenshot it. I forgot where it went. Someone said I might be Hunter Biden. Oh, it was Stephen Wolf, I think, said I might be Hunter Biden's clone.
The president himself accused you of being Hunter Biden's clone.
Great.
I don't think you do enough cocaine.
Great. I don't. Those days are long gone.
Obviously a phony. Robert's iPhone, I need you to unmute yourself so that we may speak to Robert vicariously through you.
Yeah, hey, Brandon, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, I called in last week. I think that was Wednesday, and I was talking about like eel faces and dreams and stuff like that, and then like going outside and seeing a meteor coming down.
You were like, I guess this is it.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I go, oh boy. I mean, after seeing an eel face about to shred me apart, the meteor, I go, well, I guess that's it. And then I thought it was funny. The next day, that was Thursday, a guy called in, and he was talking about a meteor coming down and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I thought about it. I go, man, I've had lots of other meteor stories. And I was thinking about talking about that, but then last night you guys were talking about a lot of like data centers and stuff going up around, going up all over the place.
Yep.
And then Shane just mentioned about like train tracks everywhere in West Virginia, and I had actually been working on the railroad in West Virginia, right by where you guys are, and then but then I went over to Indiana, and the first crossing we were working at, the project supervisor kept calling it Google Crossing, even though that's not the name of the street. And they were building a data center there. Oh, I don't know if it's a data center, but they're building something there.
Yep.
And so you guys were talking about that on like Timcast last night, and then you were talking about it on your show last night.
Yeah, I hijacked IRL last night. Sorry to everyone who
Attaboy.
didn't want to hear about data centers, but
yeah, that's all right. Well, yeah, but then Alad was giving you crap on Timcast, and I was like, oh, that guy. But then I thought about it. I go, man, I wonder how that data center is coming along. Since I was there, they had just been starting it, and it really interfered with what we were doing on the railroad at the crossing. And I heard a couple of people talking about that last night, how these data centers are killing farmlands and disrupting their neighborhoods and this and that.
Yep.
And so I thought, man, I'm going to look that up. I'm going to look up that crossing where we were. And I look it up on Google Maps, and there's nothing there. Or it still shows farmland. It shows farmhouses and everything. And I go, wow, man, that's not at all what that looked like when I was there. They had full blown construction. They had security guards. You couldn't go through the street, through the
Weird.
road. This is
Weird.
like kind of farmland in Indiana. This is around
Huh.
Fort Wayne, Indiana,
Okay.
like northeast Indiana.
That's
And
bizarre.
yeah, and so I go, well, maybe it's just maybe I haven't updated my Google Maps or something. So I go, well, let me see like on the Google Earth view, and maybe it's on there. So I go and look at it there, and sure enough, same thing. Just it shows farms, and this is all corn farms, stuff like that around out there. And so I go, I've got to find some other view. So I go to another giant company thing. I go to like Apple or something maps, and I look it up, and it does show. It's amazing. It shows this entire like neighborhood. This is like hundreds of acres that it shows construction going on, and it shows a bunch of cars parked in a parking lot. And I go, wow, that's amazing. It's not on Google Maps at all. None of this stuff is on there. And I just thought that was interesting. Then I started looking at on Apple Maps and looking at this stuff, or just the map app on the Apple phones. And I started looking at all these cars. I go, they're all copies. They're all duplicates. All the cars are just copies. It's all black, gray, white cars.
Huh.
And they're all copies, and all the shadows are copies.
What?
And I go, yeah, I go, that's weird. And I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. It's something I'd never thought about, but you guys were talking about that stuff last night, and then working on the railroad there. We were just doing putting rail in over there.
That's a fun job.
Yeah, yeah. Well, being a mechanic on a rail gang or a tie gang is like pretty much a living nightmare. But
Yeah. I had a friend who did that for a while. It was pretty wild stuff.
yeah, it's just nonstop. It's working on the railroads. I got to give credit to those guys that work on the railroad. I did that for a year working with these guys.
Yeah, it's serious
But
work. But that's interesting. Very interesting. And it's weird that they're both different. Before we get to another caller real quick, because we don't have much time, I did want to ask about
Sure.
something with rail. Maybe you don't have the answer for this, but something I've seen a lot in West Virginia is sometimes the like gates go down for a train crossing and they just forget to go up. What is happening there?
yeah, there's a thing called like a shunt, and it's usually it's a defect. There's usually some kind of a box around the crossing, like a little shack.
Right, like a
And-
fuse
and-
went.
Yeah, and it has all kinds of. Some of the newer stuff is better, but the older stuff is like it's real rudimentary, just like switches, like electrical switches and stuff.
It happens all
And-
the time.
We used to take our chains off actually from around our necks coming home from school just to piss off people. And we would connect the two parts on the track
Yeah.
with the necklace, and it would bring the gates down, and they would stay down for a good like 10 minutes because it was waiting for the train to come make that connection or whatever and raise them
man.
up. So we used to
Yep.
get people just stuck
Classic.
all the time on the way home, just be like, fuck you, and then just go home. That was it.
What's a real nightmare about doing that stuff is every once in a while I would just stand guard at a crossing when we got machines moving across across an intersection or something. And so I'll have like 20, 30, 40 machines moving across a crossing, and people are so silly, they'll just sit there just honking their horns at me. And you just got to stand there. You just go, hold on a second. It sucks. I understand. I mean, hey, I drive too. It sucks. I've been stuck at crossings for hours, and you go, what the hell's going on? But yeah, that stuff's a nightmare. And then wires get broken. Trains go over them. They break the wires, and it closes it and stuff like that.
Interesting.
But yeah, I've got a lot of other stories about meteors and stuff like that are interesting. And I just was going to say, I think there's some kind of a connection between people. I don't know if this it's just like a theory, but there's been too many instances where meteors go by, and I go, wow, that was just too perfectly timed.
Mm-hmm.
It just worked out too perfect for that to happen. And so I talk about that later or another time.
Yeah, definitely. I want to hear more meteor stories, but I'll try to get one more call, at least one more in here before we end early. But dude, thanks again for calling. Glad to hear from you again. I'm glad that no more eel faces have attacked you, and let's hope it stays that way.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, Brandon and Shane, you guys, good night.
Thanks, man.
Thanks,
Good night.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks,
Bye.
same to you. Jean-Marc Tremblay says, LOL, Shades man looks like a criminal. Please don't tell the FBI I'm on this podcast. Okay? I'm a fugitive. I'm on the run. And shout out to Winchesterton, Fieldville. Shane, if you didn't rant on Tim's show, I wouldn't be listening to your show right now. I forgot which rant it was, though. Yeah, there's been a few. But thank you. That's awesome.
Worcestershire tin.
Worcestershire. Oh, man.
And yeah, Metal Flakes, don't worry. I was like 15. That was easily a good like 25 years ago. So I haven't been fucking with railroad tracks ever since. So don't worry. I think we're gonna be fine.
People think I'm 60 in the chat. I never said that. I always said I was 76. I don't know where you got the number 60 from, but I'm certainly 58. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you ask me, I'm going to tell you the truth. I am 79 years old. All right. Let's get another caller in here.
Which means he was born at the beginning of time because Shane only thinks the world is about 85 years old.
Oh, that's right. It feels that way sometimes.
Zanga.
It feels that way sometimes.
All right, we got about 9 minutes left. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share the show with everybody that you know. And we are going to round this out here with probably just one more call. And it would not be a complete holiday week if we did not hear from our resident president, Stephen Wolf.
All right. Oh, that's a nice way to cap off this episode. The president.
Mr. Wolf.
Mr. President.
Hello, how we doing, boys?
Hello there, Mr. President. How are you?
I'm doing great. What can I say? It's my birthday, so
Happy birthday, sir.
Happy birthday.
It's crazy, Mr. President. Thanksgiving
37.
Wow, Mr. President, you look great for 37. 37's like the new
47 is
20.
37.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm 95, so that's great. You'll get there one day. But I was just thinking about.
I wake up, I feel like I'm 120.
I was thinking about the time our president, you sir, had a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner with one Nicholas J. Fuentes and Kanye West, and that was a crazy time. How was that?
That was a very crazy time.
Any things to say about that?
I remember that. There's a lot of things that went on since then, but I do remember that. And Kanye wanted me to run as his VP, and I was like, no, I'm going to run. And Kanye kind of got out of it, and I ran.
You did. You certainly did.
I won big league. I wasn't so big; it was too big to rig.
It was. I actually wrote a Truth Social post for Kanye once, asking you to be his vice president. So I hope you don't hold any grudges. But it was hilarious.
No, I don't. That's in the past.
It's in the past. Water under the bridge, right, Mr. President?
Water under the bridge. That's right.
Well, how's your birthday been? You having a good birthday?
Yeah, I went to Texas Roadhouse earlier, and
amazing.
Oh yeah,
well, food's delicious, but man, I'm stuffed like a fucking pig. Put a fork in me, I'm fucking done.
Any good news you want to share with anybody other than your wonderful birthday?
Not really. I mean, there's nothing really else going on.
You can't think of any happy news? You haven't seen any good news out there?
I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving in the inverted world.
All right. Thank you.
I can't believe it's actually like we're getting into the end of November already. You know, deer season starts on Saturday.
Oh boy. Yeah,
there's a guy. You know, you were talking last week about Sam Squanches and Sasquatches. There was a guy in Pennsylvania this past week. He shot a 717-pound black bear.
Whoa.
In Butler County, Pennsylvania.
Whoa. That's a big one. What's up with bear hunting in Pennsylvania? Like, what are you allowed to do?
So it's black bear hunting. They have the early archery seasons in some areas, like where I'm at. It's coincides with the archery deer season, and then archery deer season just ended back on Friday, and then this past Saturday, they had bear season that went through Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then there's an extended season that starts. In some areas, it's the first week of rifle deer, and some other areas it goes all the way through the second week of rifle deer.
Do you hunt?
Yes.
Nice. What's your best catch?
Best kill?
Yeah.
So I shot a big 7-pointer in 2017. I mean, he was like big bodied, big antlers. Got him shoulder mounted. He was my first one I ever got. I shot him with a crossbow from like 10 yards away.
Sick.
Right before dark. Yeah. And he ran down a field, and I waited. And I called a few people while I was waiting because I didn't want to run him off because, if you start chasing after them after you shoot them, they're going to run. And they got so much adrenaline, they'll run dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you won't be able to find them. So I waited, and then me and my brother went and we looked for him, and we eventually found the arrow, and then we looked up, and here's big set of antlers on the ground, and walked up to it and found it and drug it out of there. But when you shoot a bear, I've been around to help guys drag bear out of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
When you shoot a bear, the fun is over. After you shot that bear, the fun is officially over. The
Moving
work
that thing.
begins. And if you shoot a big one,
Yeah.
you better have a lot of buddies with you, or a ATV or a backhoe,
Yeah.
or something with a front loader,
Yeah.
because they're a pain in the ass to get out. I'm telling you, their reverse sticks to everything.
Yeah.
And
Imagine how hard it was for Snake the Bigfoot hunter to drag that Sasquatch out of the woods, out of the Adirondacks up there in New York.
that's a mighty task. I wouldn't recommend doing it, but it's a mighty task if you can do it.
Did you eat your deer?
Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Nice. I love venison.
Venison's the greatest
Yeah.
stuff ever.
Yeah.
I've had venison. I've had elk. I've had moose. I've had bear.
I haven't had moose. And I haven't had bear either, but I have had elk. I like it a lot.
Best thing to do with the bear, if you shoot a bear, get it all made into bear burger. Get beef and pork mixed into that stuff, and get that meat grounded up.
All right.
You got to take all the fat off the meat first.
All right.
But grind that meat make it into hamburger.
Okay. Does it taste like bear?
Well, you can get a lot of the gaminess out of it if you mix it with beef and pork.
Yeah. Like a hybrid.
Elk is really good. I've had moose already because I had a buddy of mine that went up to Newfoundland, and they had a 6-hour ferry ride to go out there, and he was out there for like a week. They basically drove a Suburban with a dump trailer behind it full of coolers, and him and his other guy, they shot moose, and boy, when they had it shipped back, like they had to take apart like the antlers and stuff just to get the damn thing in the door. But they brought the meat back, and they brought their meat back and stuff, and we had it up in our cabin, and moose is pretty good.
Yeah. I got a guy, I see someone in the chat, Patrick, shouting out to venison jerky is the best, and it is. There's a guy at my church who brings
deer jerky,
who makes it.
snack sticks, deer bologna. The back straps are obviously the best.
Yep.
That's the meat right along the spine.
People are shouting out bison as well in the chat. Bison's very good.
Yes,
Bison is amazing.
yes.
Bison is amazing.
Yeah.
Bison is absolutely spectacular.
Well, Mr. President, we're coming up on the end of the show because we have to take our horse and carriage to our respective locations.
You guys have a great long weekend. Enjoy it, okay?
Thank you. Same to you.
Come back Monday. And everybody in the inverted world, let's all have a very, very happy Thanksgiving. And don't cook your hand off for nothing, Be safe. Don't be stupid. And don't get caught up in all that Black Friday bullshit. I speak from experience because I was born on Black Friday.
Oh man.
Black
Yeah.
Friday of 1988.
Oh man, the good old days.
3 weeks after that first Bush was elected.
Man, what a time trip that is. Crazy. Well, I hope you
Yeah,
have a
no
great
shit.
hope you have a great rest of your birthday. It's a
Yep.
great way to cap off this episode with talk of food as we prepare for a
Dude,
feast.
that's right. Eat
And,
that turkey. Eat that turkey.
That's right, man.
We love to eat turkey.
Well, have a great night, and we'll talk again soon. Have a great Thanksgiving.
All right, it's good talking to you, Brandon and Shane. And Shane, you kind of look like fucking Hunter Biden with those glasses. I'm telling you.
How do you smoke a crack pipe? Is it below or top?
It depends on the pipe, I guess.
I've never done it. Of all the things I've done, I haven't done that one. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Steven.
It's Hunter. It's Shane S. Biden.
That or Shane S. Thompson, one of the two.
Yeah, both did lots of crack.
Lots of crack. So much crack.
Lots of crack.
All right, Steven,
I
we'll
know
see
the
you later.
best
Have a good
crack.
holiday, brother.
See you, man.
You guys as well. Take care. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Woo! What a crazy shotgun of an episode. A marathon. A short marathon. I don't know what you call those. What's the opposite of a marathon? My brain is gone.
I'm gonna need anybody,
sprint.
anybody, and everybody to roll back the footage, screen cap Shane smoking the pen crack pipe, and you need to just blast it everywhere over the holiday. I want to see this shit blowing up the internet. It's amazing what I just witnessed, and I think it'll start a whole vibe
Yes.
of new things for us to
Yes.
make fun of Shane with. So go ahead and get it out there.
That's awesome. Yeah, my late Halloween costume was Hunter Biden. I'm cosplaying. Well, this was a really fun one, and I'm happier. Brandon, where can they find you?
As always, you guys can find me at Brando Inverted on Insta and on X. Thank you to our 2 callers tonight, and for all of you guys for hanging out on YouTube and Rumble. We will be back Monday, mercifully, as I will be traveling back from Chicago Saturday to be back by Sunday so that I can go to DC on Monday to the Pentagon and get my official press pass. I have been cleared for access to the Pentagon, ladies and gentlemen. So I am looking to be our inside guy to see if I can get some damn answers out of this place. But we will see what unfolds on Monday. In the meantime, stay safe, stay weird, enjoy your holiday. Can't wait to see you guys on Monday. Shane, get us out of here. There it is. Clip it. Clip it.
You know what? Hunter Biden's got a point. It's clean. It's the cleanest stuff there is. Thanksgiving is going to be great. Thank you guys for joining us. This is a really fun episode. Love you all. We're thankful for everybody. We will see you on Monday. Goodbye and God bless.